Okay? Your starting point, well, is the card of alignment. Look at that. It's the source. This is your internal guide. This is the source from which we are all, that connects us all, that we all are come from. You might call it God, spirit, your guides, whatever, your soul. But that energy is common in all of us. Okay? And for you, Scorpio, it is time to really get in alignment with your own truth, whatever that is. Now, it's not so much your persona's truth, not so much the things that you do or become in your everyday life. This is a soul job. This is within you. This is maybe something that others aren't even aware of, right? In those quiet conversations between you and yourself, right? In those moments of solitude when you're really tapping into what spirit is calling you to recognize. That is the alignment I'm talking about, okay? It has much less to do with your outside persona as it does with your internal awareness, okay? Within that, and the sort of the support, the internal support that supports this card, this sense of source that becomes your mountain of strength, there is a harmony forming. I love that. This is the sort of the marriage between heart and mind, or mind, body, spirit. There is a true alignment coming. And it has to do with trusting your heart, trusting what your soul needs, and your intuition. Okay, and using that to guide you. This is beautiful so far. This is really, this is some deep spiritual work here, Scorp. And, if this is a place that you already are, that you've achieved, then this reading is a reminder to shore that up and to really stay in touch with it. If this is new to you and something that you haven't really considered before, or kind of something that you couldn't quite put your finger on, but you kind of had a sense of it, it's definitely time to begin exploring. Explore that that sense of alignment. I've said this in another reading this month. Your relationship with yourself is the longest relationship you'll be in, right? Like others come and go, and we do have connections with others, and they become very deep. But that core of who you are, and that relationship to that, and your awareness of it, and your caring and nurturing of it, is the most important thing. That's what will allow you to have very deep and meaningful connections with others, is that you must have it with yourself first, okay? In your external world, you might have the sense that the way you need your life to be, or the things you want to achieve, or the connections that you want to make. Maybe you're desiring to be in a relationship, or you're desiring the relationship that you are in to be different. Whatever it is, your mental, the alignment you have in your mental world is making you feel like you're not ever going to get there. Like it's like the things you desire are not coming to you fast enough, or they're just so far out of reach. There's just no hope, or whatever. That's a mental trick. Okay? The work comes in this alignment. The work comes in staying strong with what is right for you. Not, like I said, in a defiant, sort of fighting, stubborn way, but just a knowing, right? A simple and strong knowing of your alignment of what's right for you. From there, anything can be achieved, okay? So let's not worry too much about timelines and why isn't something happening fast enough. It's the energy behind it that's more important. Focus on that, right? Then things start to flow and they fall into place. Okay, moving forward, once this alignment has been achieved, Look at that. Sense of adventure is upon you. So, get the inner connection to your soul, to what it is that you desire. Be focused on it, stand strong, and fully aware of what it is you want. And in that alignment, you will start to realize, even though you don't know exactly how you'll get there, you can start to feel that sort of joy of, wow, these things that I'm holding true for myself are really starting to come forward. They're really starting to pay off, right? Like maybe this is a relationship you're in and it's just in a place that you're not happy with and you want it to be different. Get in touch with what's right for you. Get in touch with your heart space. Get in touch with your sense of compassion, right? That will create an outlet and an opening for things to change. Okay? But don't waver, right? Hold that strength of the mountain. Don't waver as far as, the things that I want, they're not going to come, so I'll change my direction. I'll change what I want, right? You can't really change your desires. They're there. They've already been created, right? And if you follow any of the law of attraction, then those, they're coming forth because you feel that if you get, to fulfill those desires, that, things will feel better. Life will, you're going to get something out of it, right? Basically. And you will, and you always are. The point is that the trick is to get aligned in the moment and be filled with the joy that you're seeking already, right? And that opens up the door for everything to come towards you. Okay. Next step. Look at that. It just said, pay attention to your sense of compassion. I love this. So be sure to hold, like if you are, say, in a relationship that isn't where you want it to be, your sense of compassion is the most important thing. Your self-compassion is really important, and your compassion for others, as far as if you're with a partner or in a relationship that is feeling like it's not moving forward, then look within yourself, right? It's not the blame, like we like to play the blame game. First of all, the blame is irrelevant, right? Aligning yourself with how you want it to be and where you want to feel the most love received. Aligning yourself with that will create the opening for others to maybe follow suit, to move along their own path in a quicker way so that it aligns, your paths align. What I'm trying to say is you can't force anything on anyone. You have to do the work within, right? You have to get there first for yourself. And that being in touch with your heart space is going to be really important for you. It's going to create a big change, though, because this future level here of these 3 cards, they're all major arcanas. They're all talking about pivots, big change. And it starts with your heart, okay? Within you, once you get this aligned, look at that. This is your soul, your source, looking forward to whatever comes next. You can welcome it in, and then lining up your heart. That's going to bring this sense of change from within. Okay, a real major shift that you feel from the inside out. Others may not know it. You may not make them aware of it, but starting with that sort of alignment of mind, body, spirit, that creates the change you're looking for. Okay. Now, like we said, you cannot change another person, right? What you're shifting and what you're changing here is your capacity to respond to another, your heart space to grow and be bigger and more welcoming of others' energies. Even if maybe your mind might tell you, oh, this isn't how they should act and they should be, your heart knows differently, because spirit really can't go wrong. Even in another who might be behaving in a way that feels harmful, that's their spirit actually calling out for some kind of a shift, right? It's compassion. And this isn't something that, in Buddhist practice, we don't say, oh, I'm enlightened now, I'm done, right? I reached the sense of the highest level of compassion and now I don't have to do the work. I mean, it is a constant practice because we're not just all spirit, we're also human. And so we move back and forth between outward circumstances and what's in our heart. And we straddle the two all the time, right? So, this reading is just calling for, the practice, right? More consistent practice, and stay strong in it and trust that, it will pay off, because it will. You'll start to be able to merge those two, the inner and the outer, your inner world and your outer. This is in the external world position. So you will start to be able to use what is within you in your spirit and apply it to your external life, right? Without having to assert too much external control. You'll be driven from this internal drive, from this inner energy. It's really the way to go about it. And it's actually the way to achieve things and move forward in life and grow and expand without using up too much, without getting too stressed, right? Using up too much external energy. It's an inside job. It starts from the inside. And if you're here at my channel and you've listened this far through this video, then you get it, right? If you're not in alignment with this message, then you'll probably drop off the video. And that's fine, because it's just not time for you. This isn't lining up for you. But if you are in alignment with this and you get it, you're still here and you really do see that path. You see that it starts within your own internal alignment. And, no matter what your cultural, religious, whatever your practices are in your external world, the method, the energy behind it is all the same, right? It's align with your soul, align with love, come from love, and, stay with that, right? As consistently and as you possibly can. And that's what brings about ease and grace in your life. Okay? After this practice, and this practice is circular, it's continuous. It's not something, like I said, we achieve and we get to this level and we're done, right? Because something will occur in our life that tumbles us back to start, right? Because that's what life is. It's a series of lessons and growth, right? So, but the outcome of this particular path and this space and time that you're in is wonderful. It's going to teach you to let go of expectation, let go of the need to control outside circumstances, like really let go, really be lined up with what's right for you and not worried so much about how others are behaving. And at the same time, that letting go creates a closer bond with others. You'll participate more. You'll be more present in your relationships. And there's more of a growing spirit, a growing sense of connection in your relationships once you're aligned with your love, with your heart, with your soul. We don't have to struggle so much. Like there's one saying that I love listening to Dharma talks, and one speaker that I listen to says, you don't have to believe all your thoughts, right? Because thoughts are wonderful guides, but that's not where your truth lies. Your truth lies in your soul, in your heart space. And so believing your thoughts takes you off on this tangent of, oh, that's a bad other person and they're doing the wrong thing. And, that creates judgment, and that puts up a wall around your heart. And that is just, that's not the practice. Okay. That's human reaction and it's quite normal, but that's not the practice. And the practice for you, Scorp, at this time is to be that strength, be that quiet strength that you are from the inside out.